Hi everybody, it's Andrew Hutchings with you here tonight, and once again, I am not a doctor, but it is mind-blowing how moronic, how idiotic, how stupid, how dumb as dirt these idiot scientists and doctors are. I'm reading a paper from the New England Journal of Medicine called An mRNA Vaccine Against SARS-CoV-2 Preliminary Report. And I'm only 2 pages in, and it's already like, did they get hit in the head with a brick and decide to do this? Like, did they have brain damage going on when they put all this together? What's going on in their heads? Are they paid to be stupid? So let's start off. It goes, we conducted a phase 1 dose escalation open label trial including 45 healthy adults 18 to 55 years of age who received 2 vaccinations 28 days apart with mRNA 1273 and a dose of 25 micrograms, 100 micrograms, or 250 micrograms, blah, blah, blah. So there is some antibody response, but let's get this. Solicited adverse events that occurred in more than half of the participants included fatigue, chills, headache, myalgia, and pain at the injection site. Not that I'm worried about the pain at the injection site, but the other stuff. Systemic adverse events were more common after the second vaccination, particularly with the highest dose. And 3 of the 15 participants, 21% of the people, I think it's out of 15, yeah. Okay, but 21% of the people in the 250 microgram dose reported 1 or more severe adverse events. So first of all, a host of side effects are common, and severe side effects are in 20% of the people with the high dose. 20%. Remember, coronavirus only kills like 0.01% of people, but 20% of the people that get this vaccine at the high dose have severe adverse side effects. Then it goes on to say, no trial-limiting safety concerns were identified. So those adverse side effects in 20% of the people that were severely adverse, and severe, who knows how bad they were. Did the people have to be hospitalized? Who knows? And that was just the severe adverse side effects. The side effects seem like they were pretty widespread. It doesn't say how common just side effects in general were. It only tells us that 20%, 21% had severe adverse side effects at the higher dose. But there's no safety concerns identified. These findings support further development of this vaccine. Wow, what a shocker. Now, maybe those serious adverse side effects weren't that bad. Maybe at the lower doses, they're not as common, but guess what? They don't tell us how common they are at the lower doses. So are we to assume that there's no adverse side effects at the lower doses? Well, we know there are, or else they would have specifically said there were no adverse side effects at the lower doses, but we don't know how much severe side effects there were at low doses. So let's get on to this next part. This will really blow your mind. It's like, holy, how are these people, scientists and doctors, like, really, you've got to wonder what happened. Did they get high and do this? Did they get hit in the head with a brick and do this? Did someone sleep deprive them for a month and they did this? So get this. I just want to read it word for word, even though I know what they did. Eligible participants were healthy males 18 to 55 years of age who received the 2 injections, blah, blah, blah. Participants were not screened for SARS-CoV-2 infection by serology or polymerase chain reaction before enrollment. They weren't screened at all, it seems like. So how do we know that the participants didn't already have the virus? We don't. So you could have been infected, got better, had antibodies, and been a person in this study, and then they go, oh, well, the vaccine gave you the antibodies. Well, no, we don't know that because they didn't check to see if the people had the virus already. They didn't check to see if they had antibodies already. Doesn't that seem a little bit stupid? If it does, that's because it is. It's insanely stupid. It's like, holy. This is why I don't respect people with degrees. It's why I don't respect anybody just because they are a doctor or a PhD. These PhD people are some of the stupidest ones. They just sit in their stupid lab all day just staring at things. Oh, I'm a scientist. I watch what happens. No, you can't do anything. All you do is watch some changes. Oh yeah, maybe eventually you just like decide to add something random. Say, oh, well, it changed it. Well, duh, I toss a pretzel in the ocean and it's gonna change the fact that there was no fish there, and all of a sudden, I mean, it's a little different than that, but it's like, oh, how on earth did you design a study where you don't even test to see if the people already had the virus before you test the vaccine? I'm only on page 2, people, so I'm gonna probably have to make a second part to this video. I just could not resist making the video right now. So 20% of the people had severe adverse side effects at the higher dose. Who knows how many people had severe adverse side effects at the lower dose, because it doesn't tell us. It doesn't tell us how many people had side effects in general. So maybe we should take it that they all did, because we know that it's not 0%. We don't know if it's 50%. We don't know if it's 70%. For some reason, they didn't say what percentage of the people had any side effects worth noting. Just that 20% in the higher dose category got severe adverse side effects. And then they didn't even bother with seeing if the person already had antibodies before they tested whether the vaccine could elicit antibodies. That's like if we had a group of people and 3 of them are Mr. Olympias, and then we ignore, we like put big baggy clothes over them so we can't see their muscles or something, or somehow we don't know that the Mr. Olympia guys have muscle. And then we do a trial to see who ends up with the most muscle in the end, and we go, oh, the Mr. Olympia guys, see, that percentage of our people, they got more muscle from our thing. Well, you didn't check to see what muscle they had to begin with, so who knows? Obviously, Mr. Olympia's already had the muscle. It's not exactly the same. Well, it is exactly the same, but the difference is that the vaccine, it seems like probably it did induce antibodies in some people, or all people. It doesn't say yet, but we don't... My dad's coughing. Not because we have coronavirus, because we tend to cough. But yeah, we don't know who already had antibodies, if they did. We don't know that they did have antibodies, but we don't know if they did not have antibodies. We don't know. Hopefully this fact allows me to get a good job easier, because I'm not a complete moron like 95% of people out there with a degree in biochemistry, microbiology, or whatever. And yeah, PhD people and professors, I'm talking about you. A lot of you are morons. Not all of you. I've had good professors, but I have zero respect for someone just because of their degree. And neither you guys shouldn't either. Don't respect someone or think they're smart because they have a degree. It just means they had not much going on in life and they didn't need to make much money, so they stayed in school extra long. Maybe that's why a lot of these professors are miserable you-know-whats, who just enjoy marking people down for actually, being a normal human and not... They mark you down for sometimes nothing. It makes them feel good. Now, I've had amazing professors, but I've also had a lot of not very good ones. Like I said, maybe it's because they weren't confident in themselves to go out in the real world and get a real job, support themselves, maybe get a wife and kids, maybe travel no, just stay in school, get $1,000 or $1,500 a month and not even drive anywhere. You just go to the lab every day and school pays for your living. And yeah, who needs to have a life when you have your PhD? Yeah, that's all you need in life, to be well-rounded and smart and intelligent and have a good say in things. You don't need life experience. You don't need to walk down the street in the opposite direction or drive your car to the next city over. You don't need to experience anything in life. You just need to spend all your time on the university campus, not doing anything else because you've done your PhD stuff, watching the stuff every day. Not that all PhD students are stupid, not that all PhD people that already have them are stupid, not that all PhD experiments are stupid. I know people that have PhDs and are smart. But I mean, this got published in a medical journal. It's like, how do people publish this? On top of how do people do this in the first place, how does it get published in the New England Medical Journal? Where are the standards? Are they paid to be this stupid? What's going on? Please like and subscribe. Hopefully my paper on what coronavirus does will come out soon, but I found out that it costs a good amount of money to publish something, so I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do that. Maybe I'll get a professor at my university to cooperate with me and do it, but you know, they typically have egos way up here and they think they're too good to do anything with a student, especially an undergrad student like myself. And yeah, that's my current professor who, he's a complete you-know-what, marked me down 30% because I put too many commas or something in one of my sentences. So, you know, I did everything completely right, but he didn't like one of my sentences, or maybe because, who knows exactly, but he had no good reason to mark me down. And instead of getting 100% on a assignment that's worth a decent part of my grade, he gave me a 70%. Oh, and he gave me an 85% on the last one because his internet connection was horrible and no one could hear him when he was explaining what to do. So I put all the right information, just not in the format, he said, because who could hear him? But of course, it's not his fault that we couldn't hear him, because we're supposed to just have telepathy and know what he's thinking without it coming through our speakers, without him writing it down, you know. Stupid me, I didn't know that. Gosh darn it, I should have worked on my mind reading skills. Oh yeah, he gave me the amazing help of, well, there's probably some sort of journal out there somewhere that will publish anything. Well, geez, thanks for the help. You know, you did say that you love helping students, that that's one of your joys, and you even wrote it down on top of speaking it aloud. You really enjoy helping them get jobs and careers and do stuff. It doesn't seem like you do. If you did, maybe you'd have given me a little more help. Maybe you wouldn't mark students down for ridiculous stuff. I don't want any bad words in this video because I don't want it to get flagged. Yeah, these academics and these scientists and these doctors, either they're being paid to be stupid, which I don't think is the case most of the time. I do think it's the case some of the time. But for the most part, they're just so stupid people. They just stay in school, they manage to get good grades by memorizing and cheating is completely widespread. If you think that these people aren't cheating, most of them don't know how to do anything on their own. They get people that have already taken the classes, they pay them, and they get all the right answers. That's why I got lower grades than most people, because I don't cheat. I actually had to use my brain and figure out the answer from scratch. Yeah, hopefully when I apply for my job or my medical school or whatever, they can take that into consideration. But of course, everybody's going to say, oh, I didn't cheat. Oh, yeah. I don't like those people because they make it look like I'm not as smart as them because my grades aren't as high, but the reality is they cheat. And I'm not saying everybody with higher grades than me cheats. Some people just try harder because I don't pour my whole life into school. I like to have a balanced, well-rounded life. I learn enough from school. I do my assignments well enough. I deserve A's. Now, I don't typically tend to get A's because professors find stupid reasons to mark you down. Even though I have all the right content, typically it's logistics or sentence structure or who knows what they find. I got marked down one time for not saying water is a clear, colorless liquid. But yeah, it's a crazy world out there, how stupid people are, and how, especially this coronavirus research. So hopefully my paper is going to get out soon. It's not, well, whether it's mind-blowing or not, it's for you to decide. I've suspected it all along. It's not some super long paper. I mean, you gotta make it by the conventions. You can't just state the obvious and be direct and to the point. But yeah, please like and subscribe, whether it's over here or it's over here, and check out my Instagram, NatTrueFit. And have a good evening, or good morning, or afternoon, whenever you're watching this video. Stay sharp, think for yourself, and yeah, have the right kind of mindset.